So as I was saying, it's like this thing only moves, it goes from low to high and from high to low. This thing is a robot. It's very mechanical. It can't skip steps. So it goes from buys to sells and sells to buys and buys to sells. So it can't just mix it up. Like it can't just sell and then sell and then sell and then buy. It always has to go sell to buy, buy to sell to buy to sell. It always works that way. It can't do it any other way.
Recording in progress.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Left to right, up to down. Let's see. Still in my review. Theories, the buyers, the IP. Okay, so then we get to the point with the install program. So I got the mechanics. That's the how. That's the what. How does it look like? What is it? We have the theory. That's the why is it? And then we have the install program. That's pretty much going to be like, it's another how. It's like, how do I do it though? How does it look like while it's moving? It's more dynamic. It's where you install the proper moves, habits 100% of the time, 100% correctly. This is where you blend mechanics and theory principles together to create what's called high probability elements. High probability elements is not a strategy, it's not a method, it's not a gimmick, it's not a technique. They're just elements to a high probability conditions. What high probability? What? You're trying to have a result. You're trying to have a winning outcome. These elements give you a high probability for those outcomes coming to pass consistently. That's why I call it that. I'm not trying to come up with something new, a new strategy, a new gimmick. You put it on YouTube like, oh, this is HPE strategy number 1 door edition. Like that stuff don't make sense. It's superficial. It doesn't teach you nothing. It's not important. But I at the same time want to tell you how I arrived to the name so that but not lose the content, the custard, the actual important essence of what I'm telling you more than just knowing the names of these things. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The industry will tell you how to learn all these names and stuff, but not to understand how they even were born. That's a problem. You don't want to deal with that. Trust me. Let me rename this video real quick. All right. HPEs can then be applied. There are ways like, for example, mechanics and theory can be very intellectual. IP can be described as very experiential. That's my formula to create understanding. I give people intellectual knowledge, but I give them experiential drills so that they can internalize it. Not just have the knowledge, but actually understand the knowledge through application. That's where you become powerful. Powerful, not like Thanos snapping his finger, wiping out reality. I'm talking about like effective, like you can actually do something. That's powerful. My light bulb is powerful because it emanates, it does what it's supposed to do. It's effective, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to create powerful traders. Therefore, I need you guys to experience some things. I can't just talk to you the whole time. You need to experience something. That's what install program helps you do. You're supposed to use it. You're not just supposed to watch it. It helps to watch it, but you're supposed to do it. Trust me, when you do it, it creates understanding.
Mm-hmm.
It'll like generate it because you're clicking two pieces together. It looks like this. And then I don't know, it looks so this is intellectual knowledge and this is experiential knowledge. When you put those together, you create understanding. See this part right here, this is everybody's issue. This is actually completely inspired. Check this out. Right here, what this is called a gap. You know what that gap is?
Understanding.
It's a gap in your understanding. There's something you're missing. So like you hired me to bridge that gap.
Right. 1,000,000%.
That's what you guys are doing right now. You hired me to give you this piece, so that I can show you how to bridge that gap. Click. So that you guys can understand what you're doing here. Is that not what you hired me for?
Yeah. So
Yes.
far, it's
Yeah,
been
100%.
So what I'm trying to show you also is to filter out the industry. If they're not trying to do this, they're looking to fill their pockets.
Mhm.
I'm trying to give you the understanding that fills your pockets. They're just trying to fill their pockets with your money. They don't care about your understanding. Does that make
You
sense?
got the Autobahn?
Truly.
Oh, oops.
No, use 2 Autobans for real, because sometimes it'd be smelling like stale in there.
10-4.
Good looks. It's gonna be funny for the recordings. Chase is at the church building. He's cleaning. He's using Odoban. He's spraying the chairs. That's all it is. There you go. Let people in on the insight.
Nah, that got me weak.
Let him spray that thing down, man. Leave him alone. Yes, this is IP, RDA IP, but man, people still working now. We gotta accommodate. All right. Any questions so far? Comments, man. We've been over a whole week's worth of information. Just like, I need some water. Look, I'm gonna just get some water. I'll let you guys think about it. When I come back, I already know everybody's gonna have something to talk about. I'll be right back.
Right.
You.
Here. What it do?
What it do? What it is?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Come on.
Why is it that this gap, like a gap in the why is it that the industry creates this gap? You know, it really does people who earnestly want to learn this a big disservice.
In facts.
Well, I do think that there are some people that are out there that you know that wants to do the right thing by people or whatever,
Mhm.
but just don't necessarily, have this understanding or whatever of like how the charts are. And then there's other people that are out there
Right.
that are down to take your money and stuff like that. I can honestly say, like, from the very last mentorship that I came from, like, Chase, Forex House in Miami,
Yeah.
like they really wanted, they really wanted to do they really wanted to do the right thing or whatever. But
Right.
it's
And
just
they were
that
honest about it too.
they was
And that's
honest.
that's what I respect. And I know people on both sides. I'm like you feel I'm not gonna say names, but yeah, Flores House Miami, who
Mhm.
genuinely want to help people. And then you got people who really just take people's money and say F off. And it's like,
Yeah.
yo, that's just so wrong.
Yeah.
All right,
it's
y'all.
crazy.
I'm back. I'm back.
So Eve, you want to chime in? You want to chime in on something we was having a group discussion about?
Sure.
So why is it that you have people in this industry who want to help people, but at the same time, they're creating the very gap that you are hired to fill?
Bro, yo, that's good. Yeah, I think that's human nature, bro. I don't know. We just do it to ourselves. It's weird.
Mhm.
It's human nature. There's a lot of things where that's in our nature that we gotta deal with, and one of the biggest things is greed. So that's like
Right.
it's greed, and then some other issues. More psychological things is people need attention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
that
a lot of people want to help, not really to help because they really just want attention. Because if they actually wanted to help, they would make sure they're able to do it first and then try to duplicate it,
Mhm.
or else they're actually going to help in causing problems.
Mhm.
Which I really don't mind, because people like that, I'll help them because they're going to help me get more business in the end of the day. They're going to cause a trauma in somebody's life that I'm going to be able to fix. And I'm starting to realize that dumb people who try to scheme, scam, flip, whatever, try to undermine or duplicate, copy, whatever, they're actually what's helping me create RDA. It's weird, but it's human nature, man.
Right.
I don't really know how else to get into that. I just know how to come out of it, really.
Right. Like I don't know more about the problem. I know more about the solution.
Well, that's the thing. It's like most people are problem oriented, and I'm more so solution oriented. And
Right.
well, and it's just two types of people, really. Those are the two types: problem oriented, solution oriented. And even if you intend to help people, if you have a problem oriented mind, you're not really gonna give good advice.
Mm.
You're gonna give
I
advice
got
based
you. Good
on
point.
fear. You know, like a lot of people give you advice on that stems from their fear. Trade like this, it's safer. You see,
There's
that's
another point I wanted to touch on too. As a man, you should be more focused on solutions. But look how backwards the world is. You got a
well,
lot of people
that's
about
just yeah, that's just a whole other thing, Chase. Like as a man, we should be a lot of things, but the world's backwards on
right,
a whole lot of things, man.
right.
So, but that's why I say it's just human nature, man. Like that's just it. We just mess things up.
Hmm.
I don't think it's human nature. I just think it's the programming that we have got throughout all these years.
Right, that's called human nature. That's
Oh,
nature. That's your nature. The essence of what you are, like you're surrounded you're in a natural world. You're influenced by your feelings and emotions, and the world knows that you have feelings and emotions, and they'll put things, promote things, advertise things, put things in front of you and your devices and your foods and everything, because they know that's what you want. You know, and that's what you said, your program. Yeah, your nature. The natural man, the thing that you are out here rather than in there, that's what's controlled. Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of get what he's saying. He's saying more of a nurture than a nature. Now, the nurture can take advantage of the nature of man, based upon your environment, the things you're seeing, the things you're hearing, the
But
people that you
I'm
influence with.
also, but I am also talking about a nature thing because it's in our nature to be like greedy. You ever seen a baby walk around and say mine?
yeah.
But they're a baby. So like
Yeah.
who taught the baby greed? You ever seen a baby lie or hit something and then they hide their hands behind their back?
Yeah, they do it naturally.
What teaches you that? Nothing. That's your nature. You know what
Nothing,
I'm
bro.
saying?
That's really embedded.
He got a great point. Great
Yeah,
point.
I know. I'm trying to tell you what it is. I have a baby. I study her nature. I don't even have to do anything to her. She'll just start whining and complaining. I'll be like, man, you shut that up. You a baby. Lovingly, of course. That's my daughter. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I already know how the human race work. I've read my Bible, bro. All right. So
Like,
it's a lot of issues, man. It's psychological, emotional, spiritual, like that causes a human to act all sorts of types of way to where they actually want to help but cause damage, to where they're actually knowingly causing damage, or actually seeing that they have caused damage, has gone through the path of redemption, learned how to do it the right way, actually doing it, and then duplicating it. Those are the three types of people you got.
Mm.
Yeah, in the industry.
I got another good question. You know, we all in here learning how to trade. Some of us have, I'm not gonna say names, but some of us have done better with RDA and, you know, are now doing like just funding and making money. What comes after? You feel me? Like, what is
Lifestyle,
the after?
lifestyle and
Now, how
choices.
does the lifestyle change?
Lifestyle and choices can affect people's outcomes. Certain circumstances allow certain people to spend a certain amount of time with a certain amount of mental space to look at the charts than other people, where they can spend time on a chart, but their mind, they don't know how to spend time in a clear mind. They focused on all their troubles and worries and baggages. Some other people know how to compartmentalize and put that stuff in the back burner and focus more on the hope and the outcome and the potential. So
Right.
that's just nature and nurture again, in that sense, and it's just desire and mindset, attitude. It's a lot of different things.
that has to be worked on for sure.
Yeah, but it comes down, it boils down to the heart of man. That's all it is.
Hmm.
That really all it is. Like that's where all your life comes from there. So
Hmm. I
you
agree.
check Proverbs 4:23. But
Hmm.
I got mine right here, right next to me.
Check it. Read Proverbs 4:23. What's it say?
3.
Or 4:23. I think it's that one.
Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life.
See, I tried to tell you something. I'm not making this up. I'll give you book, chapter, and verse with like pretty much 99% of the things I say is coming out of this book anyways. I got on an NLT version, it says, guard your heart above all else. Why? For it determines the course of your life. So that's, I really watching that. You know, I don't just let anything in there.
Hey, Edgar,
Yo.
you ever felt deserted by God?
Oh yeah. If you a human and you don't think that, you're a liar. I could show you in the Bible even when King David, the man after God's own heart, felt deserted by God. I could even show you in the Bible where Jesus, the Son of God, felt deserted by God.
How do you get back?
Well, that's your heart, man. That's your choice. You know, it's like you gotta humble yourself and get back on the horse, or stay hard. Keep being a pharaoh, bro. Stay hard. Stay doing your thing. You could do that, or you could just come out of it. God don't make you do nothing. That's why he's so cool, man.
I love it.
Free will.
Free will, man. I love it. But there's consequences. You gotta check that. Don't forget that part.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like bro, like check this out. Here's a lesson on life, but through the charts. You could buy and sell wherever and whenever you like. It's just not always the best case to do that.
No, seriously.
There's actually very, very, very narrow windows where you get the best opportunities. Have you noticed that?
What do you mean by that? Like the optimally best opportunities, or like?
Yeah, no, like check this out, Chase. Check this out. You have pretty much across 24 hours, right? You can press that button as many times as as your account will allow you to press.
Right.
Isn't that a lot of options?
That is.
To get into a trade, right?
Yeah.
But they can literally all blow your account. There's only very few select buttons that you want to press at a certain time. There's very narrow selection of the best choices. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's why they're the best. They're very exclusive. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to help you study. The HPEs, the exclusive, the best moves. So that I'm trying to actually limit the amount of choices you have to make. Just simply make the best choices.
And what I personally appreciate is and this is something I used to do, where I would just look at stuff from the lens of trading and then through life, but no, it's really life principles. It's life. It's how you operate and everything, and the rules to life that trickle into trading.
Yeah, exactly. You do what you are. Like, for example, okay, check this out. Man, I gotta
go ahead and cook. Go ahead and cook.
Check this out.
Put your chef hat on.
Gotta get my whiteboard. All right, computers are not like original at all. In fact, there's nothing new really. Like a computer is just a human, right? In fact, the original computers were humans. They were called computers. They did computations. But like why I like to talk about computers is because there's a hardware and then there's like a software. You put the software in the hardware to tell the hardware how to move, right? How to behave, how to think. Now you can get rid of the software and then install a new software. You could get rid of that one and you could update it. You can lose yours and then have somebody else put theirs in there. That's where it's dangerous. You see, now you have somebody else's system and software inside of your hardware, and it causes you to behave and act a certain way. Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn, this shit getting deep.
Oh yeah, check this out. So RDA is you guys are here for a software. I'm trying to upload. Well, really it's more than that. Like RDA doesn't only upload software. I'm doing a cleanup. First I have to reset your system. Then I have to upload it. Because what am I going to do uploading look, how am I going to upload this stuff right here, but then this stuff is in the way? Look, it's going to create all these overlaps and confusions. It's going to create a mess.
Chaos.
Yeah, it's just not ordered. This disordered. It's disorganized. So RDA, I'm trying to organize the hardware. Like first, I'm trying to clear this up, get you to understand these things, understand this. I'm going to put this in here, but you have to accept it. Because if the way you don't accept it is you're going to hold on to this and not let me put this in there. And I'm not going to force that in there. You see what I'm saying? I can't force that in there. It's not effective because you're the one who accepts whether it goes in or not. Mm-hmm. The only way that mine will be accepted, truly accepted, is if you actually willing to let go of yours. I know you guys are thinking about Bruce Lee and that whole water cup thing. It's the same principle. Like I can't fill your cup up with what I got because you're already too full with your own stuff. So yeah, everybody, like I see every human as a walking cup, and they're all filled with different things. They're all in different areas, and I can see what you're filled with based on what you say, how you think, how you talk, how you behave, the choices you make. I already know because that's the software. There's an energy in there that produces a certain outcome, and there's only 2 types of energy in the world. So I'm able to actually see who's who based on the results that are coming out of people. Mm-hmm. Kind of like a tree. You could tell the kind of tree it is by the fruit it is. If it has like very nasty, wrinkly, small, undersized, discolored, disfigured fruit, guess what the quality of that tree is?
Not good.
Trash.
Not good.
It's not that good. The roots are messed up. Maybe it's not getting that good of a sunlight. The soil, it doesn't have that much nutrients in it. There's only like 2 fruits on it. There should have been like 500. You see what I'm saying? Like the conditions are just not good. Mm-hmm. So, versus something that's very plump, very vibrant, very vital, very juicy. What can you tell me about the conditions of that tree, of that container?
Alive, energized.
It's alive. It's vital. It has sunlight. It has vitality, nutrients, soil, water. It has
soil that's important.
Consistent support. You know what I'm saying? Like constant care, good treatment.
The environment is good.
Yeah. So treat your humans like a garden box, man, and watch. You'll start to grow stuff. Why am I putting this in the recording? You know, this is actually probably more important than all the other stuff we talked about.
I think so too.
I got a point that I would really love to touch on. The importance, and if you can explain the importance of gratitude in life and in this.
Well, that's a whole other thing. But like the point is that I'm trying to get here in this example is about software and hardware.
Okay.
In other words, you're like your body, you're like your physical being, and your software, like the way you think, your programming, you, like the essence of who you are, right? Mm-hmm. Those are 2 different things, and if you can understand that, you'll be in a pretty good spot because you can separate the 2. This has feelings and emotions and thoughts of its own, or that it collected over the years from other boxes. But there's a pure one that I'm trying to get you to acquire or to arrive to. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like a lot of people, they only know how to look at things through the experience and filters of other people's experiences and filters.
Mm-hmm. Edgar, would you say this is like a different take on clear thinking, just in life in general, though?
Yeah, I would actually put these videos near the something to nothing, like up there. This is like an enhancement definitely on those things, clear thinking.
I think everything just connects, man. Everything connects. Yeah.
But this in this case, this is strictly this concept, the software, and in there, this is really an enhancement on that specific topic. Mm-hmm. All right, so yeah, guys, like this thing has feelings sometimes, your body. So when you see you have senses, you have physical senses. When your eyes see the chart, like print this, right? I'm gonna show you what some people do. Their eyeballs see this. That's what their eyes see. And then their mind thinks, what does their mind think when they see that? Buy. So do you see how the outside is actually controlling? It's like influencing them.
Right.
But they only see this as a buy because somebody else put this in there.
Gotcha.
And now when they see it's running through that filter. So how do they behave? They buy it. And what ends up happening? They get stopped out. Then they try to sell it here, and it goes like that.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been a part of that?
All the time.
Yeah, I've had my fair share. But that's the coolest little simplest display. Like when people see this, they automatically want to sell because they see a head and shoulders. And then in this example, it'll go like that. And then after they go, oh, okay, it was obvious it was in an uptrend. I just, I don't know. But yeah, that's just like in hindsight, because they don't know how to see the market while it's printing. They only know how to see it in hindsight. So when it printed, it makes sense, but while it was printing, it didn't make sense. And that's why, again, RDA IP is very beneficial because it deals with data as it's printing. It's reverse engineering market movements.
Mm-hmm. It's like everyone is getting just a misunderstanding of things, not really the full understanding of how things work.
Yeah, the who, what, where, when, why, and how. They're not getting any of that. There's who's to trading, the buyers and the sellers, and the controllers of price. Did you know there's a what? The time and the price. The open, high, low, close. There's a when, that's timing. There's a where, that's positioning. That's why. The how, that's the how it's going to generate the movement or the order that it's going to generate or fill in order to get there. That's how it's going to do it. So if you guys can answer those, this is part of clear thinking as well. You ever heard of the 5 W's? And the how? We learned this when we were younger, but do we still implement it? Over the years, you forget to question things. You get used to stuff, but you need to keep questioning things. Like, how did I get here? You ever wonder how you got to where you're at? How the heck? What bundle of choices did I make to get here?
Honest, I was never taught to question anything.
Right. It's you have to self-reflect. You have to be awake to do that, though. You gotta be like, whoa, first of all, I'm here. Second of all, why? You see? You gotta figure stuff out. And this is where I'm trying to show you guys the analytics side to RDA. How do you analyze things? You ask questions. Questions are very important in RDA. Look at the word question. If I stop right here on the word
quest,
you're on a quest.
Yo, that's crazy.
Look at if I split it up this way. Quest ion. You on a quest. Question. You asking a question because you on a quest.
Wow.
You don't ask questions when you're lazy because your feet aren't moving. You're good where you are. You're comfortable. I don't have any questions. I ain't on a quest. I'm good where I'm at. That's your mindset. That's your spirit. It's sleepy. Like I know when I'm alive, I ask questions. I just figure things out. I dig in because I'm alive. But when I'm sleepy and I'm not on that quest, I'm on the couch. I'm so to speak, I'm spiritually asleep. I don't ask questions. I just kind of go with it. And that's where I get into trouble. In trading, that's how I was too. I didn't ask questions and I ended up in places that I didn't have no business being in. And it confused me. And it made my journey take longer than it had to.
Literally, man. Yo.
Edgar.
Yeah.
It's funny enough, the biggest question that I think actually got me to where I am with RDA and actually attending and partaking in RDA was why. because the industry would have you think, oh, the reason why you get into this trade is because it's at a 1.69 or whatever.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
reason you get into this trade is because the RSI says this. That was never a why. It was just like, okay, so I just
Band-Aid.
do it. And then when you started to talk about, you know, being able to read something, I mean, read the charts like you could read a book, then it was like, oh, snap. How do you do that? And that's
Right.
what really caught my attention. And I'm recognizing more and more as we continue to study and learn that this is legitimately the answers I've been looking for the entire time for trading.
Yeah, and I like how you that's something you actually brought up to my attention the other day, is something I said, like, you can read it like you could read a book. And now I'm sitting here like I'm really thinking about what I said. And it's like, man, when I read a book, I'm reading the words and I'm understanding what it's saying, and I can see pictures in my head. And sometimes if it's in an instructional book, I can take in those words, internalize it, and produce an action that kind of says, hey, I heard what you said and now I'm doing it.
It's kind of like an instruction manual for like doing something.
Yeah. So then, like, when you really think about it, when somebody tells you, bro, you could learn how to read the charts like you can read a book, so like you could comprehend what you're looking at and get meaning from it and derive instruction from it. Oh yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful. But rather than reading like a book, you know, people will project like a projector.
They turn it into a coloring book.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. My goodness, it ain't a coloring book, man. It's just it's an instructional book. You just take it in and you do it. That's it.
It's like what my little kids used to do. They would go and find my books and draw all over the words. And
oh man,
hopefully that doesn't happen to you.
No, she eats my books.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she tears them up. All right. That was man, that was somehow I was on a review and then I ended up in the mind. So, you know, things like that happen.
Good way to end it.
I really don't think I think that we all landed here. Well, I know we all landed here on purpose. We were all on a quest to find an understanding of the markets, and we are here finding it.
Yes, definitely. This is a quest. So you got to ask questions. That's why I always say questions, comments, or concerns. The reason why is sometimes I'm seeing if somebody's alive or not. I want to see who's on a quest. But when there's no questions, I'm like, y'all don't really want it. Not today, at least. Y'all sleep. You know, and I understand that. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, then that's all I'm going to give you. But if you actually ask questions, then guess you're actually drawing more insight out of me. So it's like, oh, cool, I'll get to produce more. But I don't actually, it's not that I'm withholding, is that I'm not actually going to give you something that I'm not actually sure you need in that time. So the only way that I'm aware of what you guys need is if you ask questions. See, it helps me see what path you're on, and it helps me nurture that path a little more, or help you get off of that path and, you know, send you on the correct side of that quest by asking certain other questions, you know.
Say no more.
Yeah, feedback's important. Y'all shouldn't care about what no other human around you or myself has to say. Y'all already paid. You know, you have paid for a service. Get your service, man. Go ahead, get your feedback. Annoy everybody. Who cares?
Yeah, you see, so that's the thing. Like my environment, my past environment had led me to the point where I am now, where I'm like, damn, I'm kind of like afraid to ask questions.
Forget that, bro. I'll make fun of you if you're dead there. I'll just poke fun at you. I'm like, you're dead in the water. You're here. You paid money to learn something. You won't ask questions. That's funny. Ha ha ha. What a waste.
Yo, what's your name again,
I'll make you feel bad, bro.
Yo, bro, I'm telling you right now, I know for a fact in past RDA courses, I know this asking so many questions.
Yeah, bro. Chase, bro, with Chase, we'd all make fun of Chase, bro. He asked too many questions. But nah, and it's funny. All jokes aside, and even myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, Chase, chill with that. But you know something? Chase got the most like improvement in the whole like that I've seen in a year. Like he got MVP award, but he's getting his, bro. Like if he wants to know something, he's gonna ask it, even though it's annoying. But hey, at least he's the only one taking advantage.
You know what? I'm gonna copy from that.
Go ahead, man. Who cares? Even if I do get annoyed, who cares, man? You got a mission. Finish the mission. You shouldn't be afraid.
Literally, bro.
Don't be afraid of what I'm gonna say or feel about it. Who cares about that? Complete the mission, man.
Hey Edgar, earlier in the first webinar, you talked about the wick off candle. Didn't really go into depth about it. Can you talk more about it?
The what candle?
They said it was wick off. It took off both sides of
Oh,
the market.
no, it's a whipsaw.
A whipsaw.
Whipsaw. That's what the industry calls it. I don't actually know what it's called, but it's essentially the market will trap volume on both sides of the market here, and it'll just whipsaw like that. It'll kill both sides. Sometimes it closes like around where it started too, so it's literally like that. This motion right in here where it went up and down, that's the whipsaw.
That builds like a compressed candle in a higher time frame.
Exactly. Okay. It looks like a compressed little doji candle on like a daily chart or something.
You should expect bigger movements after they come out, basically.
Usually, yeah. Usually they're doing this when they're about to do something major in the market. It's just clearing out the house before they make big movements. That's what it does. Whipsaws.
The house for a big movement.
Yeah.
So Edgar, I was looking at AU. That's why I was asking the question earlier with the open price.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't just looking at it, I was studying it this whole day. And I was just seeing it was compressed a lot. So it's been coming back to that open price, and it's been bouncing off of it a lot. So that's why I asked earlier.
How cool is that? You notice how all day today so far, if today's gonna close up, bro, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing. Oh my gosh, check this out. This is so powerful. If today's gonna close as a up candle, there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you could sell 400 billion contracts worth of something. If the market is designed to move up, there's nothing you can do. The market's just gonna say, thank you, 400 billion. Yum, delicious. Do you have more?
Delicioso.
It does not care, bro. If this thing is gonna close up, it will annihilate whoever, bro. Goldman Sachs come in here with 500 million orders or something. If this is gonna go up, it's gonna look at those $500 million and it's gonna say, get out of my way. Thank you.
Cookies.
Yeah, exactly. It does not care. You can't stop it. So when you understand that, that reference point of the daily open price becomes something very interesting to watch. Look, you can see the whole behavior of the day. It just kind of got under, went back, held on to the open price, got away from it, came back to it, got under it, came back to it, got above it, fell on top of it, got a little too far from it, got scared, wanted to come back to mommy. It was like, no, hold on, I want to stay here. Ran away from it. It's kind of like a kid. It's like it's testing its limits. It's like, hold on, nah, I'm coming back. But then there comes a time where every little baby candle grows up to be a man and it just takes off and takes flight and leaves home. That's right here at this time window. The price met the time where it's ready to leave home. Home is the open price. That's the beginning of the day. That is what starts the daily time frame. That's what begins the day's trading activity. It's a powerful reference point. Because if you understand the design, up candles close above that reference point. And that's the first thing that's provided to you. So if you understand where the market's going, you want to stay around there for your buying. So the best buys would be anywhere under here or near it or on it. Right there.
Yeah.
Especially inside of a specific time window, which is in here, like 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Yep. That's exactly what I have. I'm thinking 66900.
669? Yeah, and I see what you're looking at. There's money there. If you bought here, where are you going to sell off your positions?
Right up there.
Where it makes sense, where there's buy orders to sell to. And that's the only nearest place. Actually, all of this right here, all this empty space, this is all big candles, suggests that the market is not going to have any trouble going through there. There's no orders there. They're up here.
I'm in there too. I'm in there.
Post it in